Welcome back. Now, our body's second largest organ, the liver, has more than 500 jobs to do, including helping the body get rid of unwanted toxins like alcohol. So this morning we've advice on supporting your liver this party season.
Yes, nutritionist Heather Leeson has joined us with her top tips. Very important woman this time of year.
Heather.
Will we start, Heather, with the serious stuff and the job that the liver is doing?
Yeah, so we need our livers, and in Ireland we're not looking after our livers very well. So of the top 5 killers, liver disease is in there, and it's the only one that's still growing. We've got everything else under control. It's actually, levels of liver disease have tripled in the last 20 years. And the age group that it's growing the fastest is, what do you think?
I'd say you're going to say something like 18 to 25?
Yeah, 15 to 30-year-olds. That's the fastest growing. Right. So, you know, we have this attitude towards drink in Ireland, which is not helping us. Now, I will say it's not always, liver disease is not always related to alcohol. So there is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which is where fat accumulates around your liver, and it looks the same and it has the same prognosis. So it's not always alcohol. But at this time of year, you know, that's kind of what the focus is on.
Okay, when we are consuming alcohol, Heather, what are we doing to our liver? What's happening?
Well, it's a toxin. So the minute we start drinking alcohol, our body's trying to get rid of it. In about 10 minutes after we've had a drink, it's circulated all the way through the body, comes back to the liver, about 90% of it, and then it's broken down. And actually, it's the metabolites that it's broken down into that are much more harmful for us, and they're the ones that cause the hangover, for example. And one of the issues with drinking is also that you're losing water because your body is trying to flush all of this effectively toxin poison out. So if you're not drinking enough water, if you're not well enough hydrated, you're going to get really much worse symptoms, and a lot of hangover symptoms are to do with dehydration. And of course, quantity, because I think a lot of people don't understand how much they should be drinking.
Well, we are a nation, and I think we're probably getting better, you can correct me on that, but of binge drinkers, aren't we?
We are. We're the second worst in the world, according to the World Health Organization. We've been topped by Austria, but we're the second worst. And binge drinking, people think of binge drinking as going out and having 25 pints. It is not that. It's actually only 6 units of alcohol. And then you're talking about binge drinking, and 6 units of alcohol, that's 3 pints or half a bottle of wine. It's not that much. You know, it's kind of normal for some people.
Yeah, see, I don't think most people in Ireland would define that as binge drinking at all.
I think most people don't know what the safe limits are, though. The kind of the low risk alcohol limit for men is 17 drinks, and for women it's only 11 drinks. And Ireland's levels are a little bit more relaxed than in other countries. But you know, what is a drink? So it's half a pint. So 11 half pints for a woman, or 11 small glasses of wine. And a glass of wine, 100 ml, that is what it looks like. That, and we've all got these gorgeous big wine glasses at home, and you're topping up, and it's only 100 ml.
So if you're serving someone a glass of wine at home, you should be serving them something that looks like that.
That is a standard drink.
100 ml.
Yeah,
because you know, I think most Irish people would say that looks a bit mean.
Yeah, well, the size of the glass, it looks mean.
Yes, I think most of us are probably getting 2 or 3 times that, but then that's half of your, you know, that's.
So let's look at then how we help our liver. Okay, so let's take an example. So when we're out on the town, you're saying try a pre-tox. So what's a pre-tox?
So a pre-tox, some people find it really helpful. There are nutrients that we need to help our liver do its job, like B vitamins, vitamin C, and those are also, you know, if you're using them when your liver is working hard, your levels are going to dip. So sometimes taking a little bit of B vitamin and vitamin C before you go out. Obviously, you're going to be drinking in moderation anyway, but that can help. And put it in a combination. I like Revive Active. I use it a lot in clinic anyway.
I'm hearing a lot
lots
about
of
that
different
recently.
things.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a lovely Irish product, and it's full of B vitamins. So if you have that before you go out, and then again before you go into bed after a night out, it will help. It's not, you know, it's not a miracle cure, but it will help. The few other things, milk thistle, you might have heard of. It's a herb. Lots of research showing the benefit of milk thistle for the liver.
So this is like a few drops into water, is it?
Exactly. Yeah, you could throw it into the Revive Active. Now, liver, you know, the studies are not in relation to drinking your head off and then milk thistle being the miracle cure, but it definitely does help the liver. So again, before you go out, you could have some, and when you get back in, before you go into bed, a massive glass of water with some of these things.
See, it's remembering to do those things when you come home.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I suppose key is staying hydrated as well, drinking throughout the day. So anyone going out tonight, drink water, loads of water throughout the day. And what I recommend is between every alcoholic drink, having a glass of water or a non-alcoholic drink. Just give your body a chance to flush it out. We we drink very quickly in many cases, especially when you go out, you know,
Yeah.
first you want a couple of drinks. And sometimes that's too much for our body. We can normally only break down about 1 drink an hour. And that depends on your height, your age and everything else.
Yeah, but
Some
that's a
people can
good
do
guide,
much
isn't
less.
it?
Yeah, absolutely. But if you have a drink, then a drink of water, you're really helping yourself to
Or a
hydrate.
non-alcoholic drink.
Yeah, and there's loads of options. It can be a bit boring, but, you know, I recommend that you don't go for things like Coke and Diet Coke because they are full of other stuff. Mineral water can be a little bit boring, but you can mix it with something like a cordial. I love mineral water, and
juices,
grapefruit juice actually is lovely. And a couple of other options that I came across recently. There's a lovely blackcurrant cordial called Jafar's. It's an Irish product. It's bitter. It's not like Ribena, so it's quite nice. My new favourite is Angostura Bitters, which is a mix that some people have in the cocktail
Well,
cabinet.
Angostura bitters will be an ingredient in what's called an old fashioned, which is a bourbon cocktail, one of the most famous cocktails in
Really?
the world.
Never
yeah.
heard of it.
And it's really good for the gut. Anyway, these bitters
they're very
help
good.
stimulate digestion. It tastes quite nice. That's what that is. And there's
You would just drink this on its own?
You put it in sparkling water. That's what I put in the wine glass. So feel free to try it.
And in terms then of the next morning, so
Okay.
we're suffering a bit.
Yeah.
How can we give our body, like, is the full Irish the answer to it? Is stay away from that?
Yeah, there's a few
Caffeine.
do's and don'ts. So caffeine, 1 cup of coffee might help, but more than that, and it's not going to help. It's diuretic. So again, you're losing liquid, and you are giving your liver more work to do because, you know, your liver is already overtaxed from getting rid of this
Avoid
alcohol.
a fry-up or a takeaway.
Avoid a fry-up.
Avoid painkillers, Heather. Like,
Yeah.
if your head's banging, though.
Yeah, but paracetamol has to be also processed by the
Yes,
liver,
of
so
course,
it can be
yeah.
quite dangerous. Aspirin might help symptoms, but it can hurt your stomach. It can really irritate the stomach. Food is important, so do eat something, but avoid a fry-up because that's, again, hard for your body to process. You're just giving your body
So
more
you
work
say
at a
something,
time.
what should it be ideally? Like, I know you have there, like, drink a smoothie, but if you wanted to eat something,
Yeah,
what's
so
the
something
best
like
way to
whole
go?
grain bread with an egg. Eggs have something called cysteine in them, which helps
right.
break down alcohol. So whole grain bagel with some scrambled egg and tomato or a piece of fruit would be great. And then hydration. So coconut water. We've talked about coconut
Yes,
water
right,
before.
yeah.
It's a natural electrolyte where some people would have been taking Diorolite after drinking that
Yes,
to
yeah, yeah.
rehydrate. The coconut water is naturally putting back in minerals, so helping you to recover. And if you mix that with the fruit smoothie, you're getting more hydration, vitamin C. And you'll feel better. Get out for some fresh air as well. I think that's one of the top tips. Don't sit on the sofa, get out. Some people would go for a run. I personally wouldn't
So very
be my
quickly
thing,
then,
so-
the day before, have water through the day. Try and have an alternate drink or non-alcoholic drink
Yeah.
while you're out on the
Yeah.
town. And the morning after, stay away from the fry and the caffeine. Go for juices, hydrate yourself, and stay away from the painkillers.
Some whole grains, yeah, and don't go mad.
What
Are you
about
listening
soluble
now?
painkillers, Heather, if you really do need to take a painkiller?
Yeah, but again, watch the paracetamol, aspirin
Yeah.
would
Okay.
probably
'Cause they'll
be
cause
better.
more
I would avoid them if you can, and have a few days off.
Heather, we should put this on to the test over the next 7 days.
Sure you
I'll give you
will.
a full report.
Thank you very much. Yeah, right.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Heather.
Thank